This is part 3 of the Moon, and in this part, we're finally going to be facing off against Majora's Mask.
I would say it's felt like a long time, like, you know, like you felt like you went through so much of an epic game, but really this game was so short.
It really
it just seemed like it got to this point pretty quickly.
And that's kind of the downside of only having 4 dungeons in the game.
Yeah.
But still, when you know you're getting to the final boss of a game, it does feel pretty climactic.
Yeah, I guess it just didn't feel like as much of an adventure, I guess,
That's
in
true.
this game, you know, more kind of a side quest. But, you know, after all this stuff that we've been doing and Skull Kid and everything, it is kind of nice to finally face off against Majora's Mask.
Yeah. And something that bothered me, though, remember in Ocarina of Time, the lead up to fighting Ganon, like going up the stairs in his tower with that organ playing?
Yes,
so epic.
that was awesome.
And this felt like you walk up to a kid.
Yeah, there was no lead up whatsoever. I love the music right here.
Yes.
I do love that part, but yeah, I wish, like I said, I was very disappointed in the Moon overall. To be honest with you, I think like it should have been really, really chaotic.
Yeah, it's like they took the idea of like Ganon's tower of making you do these separate stages.
Yeah,
and they kind of, I don't know. Like you said, the Moon itself looks so out of place.
I wish there had been like a dungeon, like maybe not a full dungeon, but like you know, something like a Ganon's castle. Like you go to the Moon, it's chaotic, and there's this dungeon. And then, like, he has some kind of lid to Majora's Mask. It's like I said, instead of talking to a kid,
I know,
and then just find him.
I mean, at least it should have been the Skull Kid, right? But he abandoned the Skull Kid.
Yeah, well, the whole logic behind that was it was the mask that was causing the Skull Kid to do all that stuff the whole time. So,
but enough of our complaining, I guess, about it.
We'll wait till the very end to complain about the game.
Yeah. We do face 3 phases of Majora. Or Majora's Mask, I should say. The first phase is just Majora's Mask. And you'll see me try and fail miserably here. You can, when he does this spin attack on you, if you hit him with your own spin attack, it does damage, but you have to time it right.
Oh, yeah, it looks like it's actually pretty difficult to time.
Yeah, I think I missed 3 times before I killed him.
Well, this ain't the method that's going to work here.
Yeah, I thought it would be the easiest method, but you just really have to time it like he's like right on top of you. And finally, like, I was just like, screw that. That is not working. So another strategy is to use your bow, which I'm failing at right now too. But if you get right below
he like turns his mask like every time you shoot at him. It seems like he like dodges it.
Once he starts making that sound like he's about to start doing his spin attack, that's when you can shoot him with your bow. And then you can get him with your. I recommend using the fairy sword if you have it. Obviously, it's your most powerful weapon to do as much damage as quickly as possible.
I fought him with Feast Deity. I just started swinging like crazy, and the next thing I know, he was defeated. So I didn't have that hard of a time with this guy.
And you saw right before we came into this room, we did get the Fierce Deity mask. And it is just basically a cheat mode. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's awesome.
It is awesome, and I kind of wish we just put it on for a minute.
I guess I kind of wish that like this boss would have been almost impossible with Link.
Yeah.
Like make it possible, but make it very difficult.
Yeah.
And maybe the Fierce Deity mask made it more of a fair fight, I guess you'd say.
That's a good one.
Because then that would encourage you to really go through and find all the masks, you know?
Yeah.
When it's this simple to beam as Link, like the motivation's not there to really go find all the masks, unless you're like a perfectionist or you know, 100%ist, I guess.
Completionist.
Yeah, completion. Well, maybe better than a word I just made up right there.
But I do like in this stage, there's a couple things I really like about it. Obviously, you saw us get blasted right there. That didn't go so well. But first, when like all these other the masks start coming after you, it's just a nice little touch. And
they're bigger, so you kind of see more detail in the masks that we haven't seen when we've got them at the end of the dungeon.
I agree. And then, like Hick just mentioned, the part that's very reminiscent of fighting Twin Rova, you can actually deflect this guy or Majora's Mask's beam attack right back.
He's not really a guy,
whatever he is, mask. And I mean, anyone who's listened to some of our videos knows that I'm a huge fan of the Twin Rova fight. It's one of my favorites in the entire Zelda series. So having that trick,
it's the same concept. You just take away the ice and fire, which actually that kind of does look like. Actually, that is fire.
Yeah,
so you just take away the ice part of it, really. So
so I personally really enjoyed this stage of the fight.
It is cool,
especially once those other masks were dead. And
yeah, we had to face off against those things 2 or 3 times. Once in the dungeons, then the kids on the moon, and then here now.
Plus, if you ever wanted to go back and like fight those bosses again, so you can get some like it. If you need to make it springtime again,
That's the one thing I did dislike about this game.
Yeah.
Well, then the lead up, as we talked about at the beginning of this video, but like how you had to go back and defeat things to like recycle the days or whatever.
Yeah, like that. And that's the one downside with like the time concept is if you ever want to go back and do something in springtime or in a clean swamp, you have to beat the boss again.
And I absolutely hate this part. Like, I love Majora's Mask part of the phase of this fight. I love Majora's Wrath, but I just absolutely hate this part. The music probably adds some to it, but
it's horrid.
It's just weird.
It seems like such a joke. I mean, one, he kind of looks stupid with those skinny little
Yeah,
arms.
yeah, he looks real stupid.
Two, he does these stupid dance moves. Like there he was
Well,
spinning.
it was the moonwalk though. That's pretty cool.
I mean, but still, I don't want to fight a dancing ball.
Well, yeah, like he's mocking you. Is what he's doing.
Yeah.
And then the music's mocking us because we're the people that bought this game for this music.
Yeah.
You know, and so
I
guess I went a little bit overboard on that one.
It's
Right
right.
there, but
I mean, of the three phases, though, it's by far my least favorite.
I believe me and Ray actually did our boss ranking today.
Yeah, we did.
And we actually had this part last of all the bosses in this game.
Dead last. It's just, it was a combination of how goofy it seemed.
Him and Morphin need to go room together somewhere.
I know.
Work on the quality of their life.
Yeah, because we definitely agreed on both of those being the worst. And the easiest trick with this guy, obviously, is to shoot him with a light arrow, then run in and hit him with your sword.
Yeah.
But as you've seen a couple times, it's also possible to trip him while he runs by just with your sword.
Yeah,
And that way you don't have to waste your arrows or magic if you don't have unlimited
I
magic.
hate that ballerina dance that he does. The moonwalk I'm okay with. This one, I hate this
that
one
one's
too.
stupid.
Yeah,
The high
that's
stepping.
actually, well, all these are dances actually, but yeah, that shit's kind of, that needs different music to go with it. And then it'd be a lot cooler dance. I did like that move though right there, where he's shooting those light bulbs or whatever at you.
Like rapid
Yeah,
fire. I don't mind that part.
I guess you just block with your shield? Is that how you can block
You can,
it? Okay.
yeah. I don't think I blocked it very well.
Yeah,
the entire
it
time.
happens. It happens.
Thankfully, once we get past Majora's Incarnation, though, Majora's Wrath is such an improvement.
Oh yeah, it really is. I mean, really, I guess I didn't like that part. It kind of threw a good break, I guess you could say.
Kinda was.
You know, serious, comical, then serious.
Because this
And
guy
this
is
dude,
serious.
yes. Now this is a man right here.
Dude, he has his way with me with those whips.
Yeah. Now you're blocking with your sword right there, right?
I was, and then I kept trying to switch to my bow, and that's when he was getting me.
Yeah.
And you'll see that happen to me a few times. And I'm not sure how long you can block with your sword like that. Obviously, when you got the fairy sword out, you can't use your shield.
Yeah.
Just like the big Goron sword.
Yeah, big one.
And so I'm not sure if you can consistently block with that the way you can with your shield or not. I know he gets me.
Well, since we didn't do it, let's just go ahead and say no, you can't.
He definitely blasts me a few times with the whips here.
They're so quick.
Yeah, and he gets you 3 or 4 times in one go.
Like I said, I never was able to beat this game as Link, and it's this part right here that always got me. I guess I was really bad about not using my shield back in the day.
Yeah.
I still kind of have that problem today.
Well, you're seeing me just get
Yeah.
My problem was I would choose the worst time to try to switch to my
arrows. I mean, it was so hard to see. I mean, he doesn't really take that long of a break, really.
No.
I guess there's actually, as soon as I say that, there's a really long break that he just took.
I mean, as difficult as this can be if you don't really know what you're doing, at this point we have so many upgrades and things like that. We've got the defense boost.
Yeah, which we said throughout the game is, my opinion, the best upgrade there is in this game.
We've got the unlimited magic going on right now because of the special build.
Yeah, the Romani, or the Chateau
Romane.
The Chateau Romane.
And very fancy. Very fancy. And we've obviously got the fairy sword.
I had my pinky up too, they just didn't see that.
Yeah, and we've got the fairy sword that does more damage. It's just, I feel like we were so loaded on upgrades. And even things like the big quiver, you don't really think about it. Like, we could kind of shoot arrows with impunity, just unload on them all
We shot 25 arrows, so, oh no, wait, the first quiver has 30, so. That point.
We definitely went through a few.
Yeah, through a couple.
But it was all worthwhile, because we beat him. But the upgrades definitely made it a lot easier, I think.
And that wraps up Majora's Mask, right?
Fun game?
Yeah, it was a very fun game.